we're thrilled by the victory. I mean, it's been a challenging year, which they all are. There's none of the previous three here were easy by any stretch. This one certainly wasn't either. But to sit here now as the 4-time defending Big 12 champion, just man, that sounds good. And it took a lot. It took a lot from these guys right here. Although the players and coaches in that room, when the rest of the world didn't believe in them, they believed in themselves, and that's why we're sitting here right now with that trophy right down here. And that's part of this program. That's the expectations of this program. What the great coaches and players before us built, and it's just still in every fiber of this program. You can feel it, and so it's a great place to be. And want to congratulate Coach Herman in Texas. What a tremendous year that they had. They did a phenomenal job. We had 2 really hard-fought games with them, including the one today. And like I said, it's almost a little surreal right now. I mean, I think we all expected that we would be here. This is where we felt like that we would be at the end of the year. But when you have to go through the ups and downs, you got to really dig deep and really believe in yourselves. And these players did it. Our coaches did it. And another great year for the Big 12, extremely competitive week in and week out. I think our conference right now is doing nothing but just continuing to get stronger. I think you can see that across all the improvements that all these teams are making and how good the games are every single week. So this is great football, and this was a great football game today, and we got a great football team behind us here at OU.
Okay, we'll take the first question on the left-hand side, and then we'll come to the right.
Yeah, Barry Trammell with the Oklahoma. And Kyler, this is a season when your offense has been carrying the defense a lot of the time. Today your defense came up huge. What defense performance all day, what did it do for you? And then what did the Trey Brown safety in the fourth quarter do for you guys?
Oh, no. I mean, it's something we talked about last night in our meeting, in closed doors. But, we kind of felt like we started playing together on all 3 sides of the ball more last week in West Virginia. They put up 50, but that's a good team over there in West Virginia. But I feel like, we found ourselves. Defense came up big last week and this week. When we weren't scoring, they got stops, and that's how football is supposed to be played. So I think it was a great team win this morning. Yeah.
Front row right.
James Hale, Sports Talk 1400, the ref in Norman. Lincoln, to carry on with that, every week, even though defensive stats didn't always look good, you always said, hey, they've contributed. They did something in this game to help us win. Well, tonight they did a little more, 4 stops, get the safety and things like that. Talk about the improvement in this game from your defensive side.
Yeah, I thought we, kind of like Kyler said, I thought we really have taken some big steps the last couple of weeks. Our defense has to play against what other people don't because people line up against us and know that, if they don't score 40, chances of winning that game, aren't very high. And so they see the best and the most aggressive of each and every offense every single week. And there's no doubt there's been things that we've needed to do better. We haven't run away from that, but we've also felt a lot of confidence of the coaches and players in that room that they would step up when it mattered most. And we did it with 2 big defensive touchdowns last week, or we wouldn't even be sitting here right now. We wouldn't even have been in Dallas right now or in Arlington. And then today, we continue to take steps. We're still kind of a young defense in that we've got a lot of young players, and that we've got, we kind of revamped things at midseason. And so I feel like improving faster than maybe you would expect at this time of the year, because really for our defense in a lot of ways, we're just kind of midseason, and so they were awesome today. I mean, they were. You take away a couple of those 3rd and longs, I know you can't, but we put them in a lot of tough situations. We made big plays. We turned the ball over. They played just like we know they can play, and so proud of our guys there, and excited about what they're going to do in the next one, because I think we're going to do absolutely nothing but get better.
We got a question on the second row right side, and then we'll move to the front.
Yeah, Gary Niemick of the Tulsa World. Kyler and Lincoln, if you guys could both address this. You lost Marquise along the way today. The run game wasn't always operating as efficiently as it normally does. You sort of had to, for lack of a better term, grind this out offensively. Do you take pride in being able to do that on a day where it was a little more difficult than it typically is?
You want to start?
Yeah.
As far as the run game goes, they're a good team. It's not always easy to just pound people like we always do, but, how much did we rush for?
You got a little thank you, 129.
129. Yeah, we threw the ball well. I mean, if they're gonna stack the box, I mean, we got guys on the outside, we can throw the ball. So I thought we played well when we needed to as far as running the ball. That one drive where we wasted a lot of clock. It's not easy when everybody knows you're going to run the ball, and we still did it. So hats off to the linemen and our guys in the backfield that they ran the ball well.
Yeah, we've been thin in some areas, no question about it, and had to have some guys step up. And I mean, look what Grant Calcaterra did. Look what Lee Morris did. Look what Charleston Rambo made, the huge third down catch on the crossing route. Guys just continue to make plays, and that's the expectation here. No matter who we have, no matter who's playing for us, no matter who gets hurt, the expectation are the same. And our guys, lived up to it and fed off our defensive energy and made plays when we needed to.
Question on the front.
Yeah, Lincoln, John Hoover, the franchise and sporting news. Could you and Kyler and Grant also please share your perspective on that clinching touchdown, the throw, and then the catch and the call, of course?
Yeah, we wanted to give ourselves some options. Texas has been pretty aggressive down there in that area, so we wanted to have an option for Kyler to get rid of the ball quickly if needed, if we had the matchup that we liked. And so, yeah, we called a play that gave us a few different options. Kyler was decisive. We did a good job picking up the blitz, which I thought we were pretty good on the majority of the day, gave him time, and we made a competitive play. And in those situations when somebody all-out blitzes you, that's what you got to do. I mean, it's going to be competitive. And Kyler was decisive, made a great throw, and Grant, great catch. Didn't love the spike there, Scrappy. But the catch was, I mean, that catch will live on in Oklahoma history forever. I mean, what a play.
Yeah, I mean, it's a route I've thrown a million times since I can't tell you how many times I've thrown that route since I got to this school. Something we work on every day, one-on-ones, routes on air. And, with this guy, I trust him. I trust anybody in the receiving room we got. And, yeah, I mean, they all out-blitzed us. And I was licking my chops when I saw the matchup. And Grant made a great catch.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much I can say about it. It's something we do every Tuesday, one-on-ones, inside fade. So all I had to do was go up and make the play. The play call was there. It was just up to me to make the competitive play. So.
Okay, we've got a question on the far outside left.
Paul Jones, NBC5 in Dallas. Question for Trey Brown. Trey, what were you thinking when you realized you had a clear shot towards Sam Ellinger?
I mean, everything just went like, I don't know, I just seen lights, especially when I saw him do the play action. I just seen him do the play action pass, and I was like, wow, I can't believe he just faked the ball. I got a green light, and took my shot and delivered.
Got a question on the front left.
Dean Blevins, News 9 Sports. Kyler, do you think you did everything you could or did enough to win over enough Heisman votes?
I mean, I just try to go out and play my game. Was worried about this game and this game only. Obviously, all that stuff will take care of itself. It was a great game today, and I'm just glad we won. Appreciate it.
Okay, we got a bunch of questions. We're going to get you. We're that back there, and then we're going to come up to Suzanne. Or are you the way? I don't care.
Dehydrated, I feel like.
No. There you go. Go ahead.
It's for Kerry Murdoch from Rivals. For Trey and Trey, I mean, you watch a West Virginia game, you come up with a couple of big defensive plays, and everybody's been kind of asking you when you're going to build on some momentum defensively. Can you talk about kind of what that meant for you guys both to make such big plays down the stretch and what that means for the defense moving forward?
It just comes with us playing as a whole. I know our defensive line played great tonight. Our front seven as a whole had pressure on the quarterback all night. I don't think he had any opportunities to get clean throws off. And it's just something that we try to, harp on each and every week to keep pressing forward and keep getting better as a group. And just coming out there and playing our games, and those players are going to come. So I just feel like we were in the right place at the right time and just took advantage of those opportunities.
Yeah. Yeah, looking back at the West Virginia game, seeing what we could do and knowing that the sky's the limit for the defense, we started clicking. And coming into this game, defense held it down. We did a real good job helping out the offense. When the offense was needing our help, and we came through and we did our job. And everybody was just doing their job. And you see what happens when there's good results when you're doing your job and the defense come through.
Got a question on the left side on the aisle.
Lincoln, first off, could you update Marquise Brown's situation? And then two, it started out you were really working Marquise a lot, and then CeeDee Lamb got hot. Just the thought process in terms of you got so many different weapons and just how they helped you out today.
Yeah, Marquise wasn't able to come back. I don't know anything further. It's a lower body injury, so we'll see how he does. Yeah, Marquise was hot early. Had a couple of things dialed up to him. We were really close on a couple of more that we just didn't quite make the play, which was a little bit the story of the first quarter for us offensively. Yeah, and you know, I wouldn't say there's anything we tried more to do. It was just the flow of the offense. You know, and Kyler did a good job getting through his progressions. You know, and some of the balls just started to find their way to CD. He made some tremendous plays. I thought he was really outstanding. Other than the fumble, obviously on the huge play down the sideline, he was outstanding. And we've got two good weapons out there. You know, they've produced you know, all year for us. That's been a big key to how explosive we've been.
Got a question on the front second row.
Hey, Trey Brown, Suzanne Halliburton, Austin American Statesman. On your blitz that resulted in the safety, was that the first time you had blitzed today? And was that a called blitz or was it an automatic check when you saw that Sam was doing play action?
Yes, ma'am. It was the first time I blitzed today, and I felt like the coaches did a really good job knowing what was going on. They made a great call, and they sent me at the right time and got home and made it happen.
On the right side, halfway back.
Brandon Drum, OUinsider.com, 247 Sports. Both Treys, obviously you all heard about Breckenhager and everything he said. Was that something that might have been talked about inside or, you know, kind of feel vindicated, you all stepping up today?
Nah, we just control what we control. We're not really worried about the outside noise at all. Everything we do is within the locker room, within our teammates, and they're going to do what they're going to do. And we're just going to handle ourselves well and do what we do.
Kind of like Trey said, we don't worry about the outside noise, about what other people have to say. We know we have to come in each and every day and prepare ourselves, you know what I mean, leading up to the game. I just feel like we did that very well this week.
Well done, boys.
We got a question on the outside left, and then we're going to move back here.
Clay Horning, Norman Transcript for Grant and Kyler. Several drives in this game. You guys are nowhere without Nick Basquin at one point, without Lee Morris on another drive, without Miles Tees on a couple others. Charleston might have had just the one catch, but you're not moving down the field without it. So just, I mean, we are used to Marquise and CD constantly, and Grant. But just what does that say about you guys and whatever? Speak to it.
I've said it all year. I mean, we got a great receiving room. Everybody sees the flash sheet, Marquise and CD, but they're not the only guys in that room. We all know what we have. These guys go to work every day. They come to practice every day, work hard, work on their craft, and I mean, you saw when the time came, we needed everybody today, and they stepped up. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going off that. We're really deep at the wideout position. I think that's something that kind of gets overshadowed sometimes. We have guys everywhere. Like I've said before, it's just a matter of who's in the right spot at the right time. If you do your job, you'll make plays. So it's just your job to make those plays when they come.
Question on the outside right.
Question for Coach Riley, Mac Engel, Fort Worth Star-Telegram. You've done the college football playoff thing before, and you know what's ahead of you. Mm-hmm. Do you think you guys are playing good enough defense right now to win a national championship?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Based on what?
Based on we've beat everybody on our schedule, and you got to win by 1 point in these games. Last time I checked, and so I feel like we can score points on people. I feel like that we can stop people, and I feel like kind of like in the previous question a few minutes ago, I feel like we're gaining traction defensively. I think we've had some of our best performances here the last couple of weeks in huge games, huge moments against dynamic offenses. And I don't think we've played our best yet this year. And I think we're going to get there. And so I absolutely feel like it. I know how close we were to it last year, to being right there in the last one. And I have every bit as much of confidence in this team, this offense, this defense, this special teams as I did sitting on the stage last year at this time. I know we can. I have zero doubt.
We got a question on the middle, halfway back.
Oh, back here, this is for Lincoln and Kyler. Lakin Littman with Sports Illustrated. There's quite a few conference championships still going on this afternoon. How does the excitement of winning this may be shadowed by the fact that you don't know if it's enough to make the playoff?
It doesn't. It's two separate things for us. It's goal number one for us was winning the Big 12 championship for the fourth straight time, and we did that. And no matter what happens for the rest of the day, no matter what they tell us tomorrow, there's another banner going up in our indoor. And there's another ring going on these guys' finger and another championship trophy going back home to Norman, Oklahoma. And you can't take that away from us. And so I'm proud as hell of that. I think there's no doubt we have a playoff-worthy team, but I understand that there's other factors there too that we can't control. We've done all we can. We're 12-1 and one of the best teams in the country. It's going to fall how it does, and we'll be excited for the next challenge regardless of where it is.
Got a question on the aisle, right side.
Chip Brown with AM 1300 The Zone and horns247.com. For Kyler and Lincoln, they started rushing 3 and dropping 8 over here. Sorry, they started rushing 3 and dropping 8 in the second quarter, and you picked them apart. Is that how excited were you to see that, and how clear was it to see the field?
Yeah, I think the first game it was I don't want to say we weren't prepared, but we just it was just a little something different that they didn't really do that they weren't familiar with, and we were prepared this time. You play a lot of teams. A lot of teams started running the drop 8, bring 3, drop 8 against us because we just at some point you got to stop the throw, and like I said, we were more prepared this time coming around, and the more you play against something, the more comfortable you get with it. And I think as an offense, we're no panic when you see it. We just kind of know where to attack it, and on that drive, we moved down the field when we needed to. It was a crucial drive for us, and put the ball in the end zone.
Got a question on the right-hand side. Step out so we can see you.
Yeah, this is for Lincoln. Max Olson from The Athletic. Lincoln, you're probably going to be going back to the Heisman ceremony next Saturday. Do you want to make a case for Kyler and why you think he should win it?
Well, I know how these things go. We're going to be fortunate now. This will be the third straight one I think that we've been at, and most coaches, players, you don't ever get to go to one of those in your life. So I appreciate what it stands for. Yeah, I know that one, you got to be a great player, but you have to be a great player on a great team, and Kyler is a great player on a great football team here, and I know that'd be the first thing he would say. I don't want to compare it to anybody else because this guy's done a lot of special things. He's done some things in college football that have never happened before. But I think the biggest thing to me is he's had to do it in big moments. He had to do it with all the talk about Baker and replacing him, and there's no chance you're going to be this good. And then he's had to continually make big plays in big games throughout the entire year, and he's done that. And he's been the most dynamic player in the country. The things he does moving, the things he does throwing the football, how good he is mentally. You saw it today. So, there's a lot of other great ones out there. I get that, but our guy right here is pretty special.
Okay, we're going to have time for one more question on the aisle.
Yeah, Lincoln, you said you have confidence in this team.
Don't let that get to your head either.
Lincoln, you said you have confidence this team can win a national championship. First, you have to get to the playoff first. 12-1, won the Big 12 title, beat the only team you lost to this year. Have you guys done enough, in your opinion, to get into the playoff?
Yeah, my opinion doesn't matter. I'm not on the committee. We've given it everything we have. We have left everything that we've got out there this season, and we got a great resume. Again, kind of like the Heisman question. I get that there's other great teams out there, but I feel very confident that this team can go forward and continue to win, and I think our best ball's ahead of us. And so, being able to do what this team has done is really remarkable. It really is. And we got some great players behind us. I think that a lot of people don't want to play, and so we'll let the committee do their job. They got a lot of good things to look at from this team today. I'm sure they were tuned in watching this, and if they did, I think they saw one of the best teams in the country.